Pacers.com, bankerslife.com. We're here with Chris Lytle, UFC legend of the great state of Indiana. We've spoken on a couple other segments about the big match coming up on the 28th on Wednesday, the UFC fight. Now that gala, that big match is 5 rounds. The question I have is 5 rounds good? Should it be 3? Should it be just a time limit? Should it be, hey, you go till freaking 3 in the morning, whoever falls over?
Oh, I like that idea. They have done that before, actually. I remember in Japan once they had this fight, and Royce Gracie, the only way he'd fight is if there's no time limit. So they had rounds, but they were 15-minute rounds, and I think he fought a guy named Sakuraba for about an hour and a half, one fight, and he lost because they just had to throw on the towel. I do like the idea of no time limit, but, man, as a fighter, I don't think I'd like the idea of no time limit. That's very rough, so...
What's the recovery time? I mean, football, you play on Sunday, you get the crap beat out of you, boom, you got to come back next Sunday, in some cases Thursday for games. But you guys, again, depending on the match, how hard it is, what's a legitimate time, an average time for you to be fully healed, and maybe you're never fully healed, but ready to go back into battle?
You're right there. I don't think you're ever fully healed. And I think when people say, I'm not going to fight unless I'm 100%. You'll never fight. I mean, I never was 100%. You always had some problems from day one. Once you start training, you're going to be hurt. So I would think a realistic time with me, I was wanting to come back in after about a week. I mean, I'd come in there a couple days after and maybe move around a little bit, but I really couldn't do anything for a week. And it totally depends on the fight. You could win in 30 seconds, you're fine. You can have a 3-round war, and your legs are going to be hurting, your back and your shoulder and your head. There's going to be a lot of different things. But it usually takes about a week to get back, and that just depends on how good a shape you're in. But, man, you're going to be hurting for a week.
Great career. You represent your sport well. You represented this state well. You were a great Hoosier, whether you were fighting over in Germany or in Japan or wherever the heck you were. As you look back on your career, any regrets?
You know what? One thing, I was very fortunate that I felt like in order for me to live my lifestyle that I did and do what was best for my family, I had certain things I had to sacrifice. Like, I was always on the fire department. I wasn't willing. A lot of people would move to Florida, move to California, move to Las Vegas. I wasn't willing to move my kids away from all their grandparents and all their people. So for me to stay here, I had to work full-time at the fire department. For me to do that and be able to train as much as I could, I did that. So I don't think there's anything I could have done different from my career. I think a couple different things didn't go my way. I lost a split decision at one point where they got me a title fight. I got cut open one time in a fight I was going to win that would have got me a title fight. There's a couple different times I was very close to getting a title fight. It didn't happen. So I would have wished I would have gotten my title fight. But besides that, I have no regrets with what I did with my career because, I gave it everything I had. I knew that it was going to be, when I walked away, it wouldn't be a problem. Like, some people, if they don't feel like they gave it their all, if there's one thing they could have done different, if I would have just done that, if I had just done that, I don't have that feeling. I feel like I did everything I could have. So I'm at peace with everything.
Well, I'll tell you, us, the Pacers and the Fever and Bankers Life, we'll always consider you, number one, a friend of our organization, but also as a winner and a guy with class and the way you just carried yourself, and you're real. I mean, you're flat out real. There's nothing phony about you. And seriously, you got to run for governor, and I'm ready to be the press secretary. I'll take care of things for you. What is this place like, and what's Central Indiana like as a venue and a market for UFC? Some people here go nuts over this stuff.
Well, they do polls and they do surveys and they find out like where their pay-per-view buys are coming from, and they know Indiana is very good. Indianapolis is has a good fan base, and a lot of people enjoy to watch the combative sports, so they love coming here. Not only that, but last time we were here, they said they really liked how Indiana's laid out, or Indianapolis, I should say. They like the proximity to everything, how you can walk everywhere. It's a good, clean environment. I mean, they just loved being here. So it's a tribute to the fans of the sport and the people here and the whole setup of the city. It's just a great place to put on a fight. Great place to do anything like this. I mean, Indiana's one of the sports capitals of America. I think, especially the Midwest. You get the Final Four here a lot. You've got the Super Bowl. I mean, people just love being here. So.
Leonard Hoops, visit Indiana. Did you hear that? Mayor Ballard, did you hear that? Governor Pence, did you hear that? Everything we've always been talking about. The reason the Big Ten comes here for basketball and football and the Super Bowl. Downtown Indianapolis, all the hotels, all the restaurants. You just heard it from the man himself. UFC loves coming here because of downtown Indy.
That's true, baby. That's true. I mean, everything they said, that's what I hear from other people. This is not, stuff I'm hearing from the people here. This is what I hear from other people outside this state.
So if we don't get the governorship, maybe Chamber of Commerce, you and I, you think?
I'm in. My man.
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm going to work for Chamber of Commerce with him and do whatever he tells me.